Greetings and welcome to ruralvacantland.com, where we have easy, cheap land priced 50 to 80% below the competition. Today I'd like to put up for sale 50 acres split between three parcels, two different 20-acre parcels and a 10-acre parcel, all contiguous next to each other. So if we go to Google Earth, I'll show you where this property is at. This is Southern California. You can see here's Los Angeles, Phoenix is over here, Las Vegas, San Diego. This property is kind of where the 15 and the 40 split apart, just east of Barstow in a little town called Yermo. We keep zooming in. You can see Barstow over here to the west, where you got all kinds of supplies. Here's Yermo. To the north, you got the Calico Mountains, very colorful mountains to look at. I believe those are great views. Maybe you'd look at a picture or two. Artists like to go to these mountains and look at the colors. Geologists like to drool over the rocks, and tourists like to look at the old buildings, and especially for Halloween. I stopped here at Halloween one time. That was interesting. They put on a heck of a Halloween, adventure. Like haunted cave tours and things. So you're looking at these really colorful mountains from the land down here. If we keep zooming in, I'll show you where this property is at. There's some little dirt tracks. There's a house over here. It's another house over here, but there's little dirt tracks that go down to this property. And I think the property is looking over the riverbed. I think this is the Mojave riverbed. It's probably dry, excuse me, 99.9% of the time, but every now and then I think water rushes through there when it rains. So there's power lines that run along here, and the property is this section. There's two 10-acre parcels that are split like a butterfly wing. A 10-acre parcel where this section is, and a 20-acre parcel down below. So contiguous 50 acres. If we go to the internet, I can show you more about this land. But first, let's look at pricing. So I'm always scratching my head at what to price these things at, right? So I was studying the market. I like landwatch.com. So I went to Yermo, California. I didn't sort by size or anything. I just took everything in Yermo and threw it in there from low to high. The cheapest property that has a price on it is 0.19 acres for $2,500. So I figure that's a good price for a 10-acre parcel. The 10-acre parcel I'm pricing at $24.99. And as we keep looking at these other ones, the prices skip up. Half acre for $7,500. Here's a 10-acre. This one's sold though. 10 acres for $9,000. So $24.99 is a lot cheaper than this one that already sold for $9,000. But I don't know how long it took them to sell that thing. I want this thing sold like today. So if you've got cash and you want a really cheap property, I've got this one for you. 10 acres for $24.99. If you want the whole bundle, the 20 acres next to the 10 acres on either side, there's a 20 to the north and 20 to the south. They're asking $15,000 for shy of 10 acres. Here's 20 acres, 27 acres for $20,000. I was thinking $44.99. For 20 acres. I think $44.99 for either of the 20 acres, north of this 10 acre or south of the 10 acre. Or better yet, take the bundle of the two 20s and the 10, and I'll sell all three of them for $9,999. That's just shy of $10,000, and you get 50 acres. 50 acres, and look at this. You can be really close to Walmart in town, 11 miles, doing a bunch of jig-jaggedy roads. Take the 15 or the 40, you're in between, you can scoot out to either one. There's other roads, I don't even think you have to get on the freeway to get to Walmart. You can shoot over there And not just Walmart, grocery stores and all kinds of other supplies are really close, is what I'm trying to say by pointing out how far Walmart is away. There's an elementary school that's like 2 miles away from this property. Um, there's a high school that's, what is this, 9 minutes, 12 minutes, 4.2 miles in a jig-jaggedy way. I mean, if you're walking or something, it's going to be a lot shorter. If you can figure out the routes, you probably get better than what Google's come up with if you get to know the area. You know, the schools are close. The amenities to live are right there. So here's some property lines. This is one of the 20 acres is a butterfly shape like this, and the GPS coordinates is right in the corner. So if you look at the description below, you can see the GPS coordinates of each of these 3 properties. If you go to my website, ruralvacantland.com, and you look at each one of these properties, you click on the GPS coordinates, you can see which one it is. So this 20 acres that's a butterfly shape, the GPS coordinates come up right in the middle of it. For the 10 acres, it's this section here, and for the other 20 acres, it's this section here. So a full contiguous 20 acres, a 10, or the butterfly 20. I think the butterfly 20 would be special because it'd be very easy to split. I think there's a little road on either side. If you go to the county and do the paperwork, you could split that into 2 10s and sell off the other 10, probably more than pay for your cost of the whole thing. Or likewise, buy this whole section, this 50-acre section, and sell off pieces, split it up how you like, to pay for everything, maybe even part of building a house. So the views from this property, well, let's look at the maps. If you remember that, we got these little roads, little dirt roads that come to the property, and there's some power lines here too. So these are the Calico Mountains. If you look north, you get these really colorful mountains. There must have been some earth science going on here, all kinds of temperatures and elements and things. Probably silver. I think it was silver what they were mining in these hills. I think it's Pan American Silver that owns this town. It's like one of their income streams if you look in their balance sheet. But here's some pictures of this old mining town. It's worth a visit if you're driving through the area, whether you're interested in this property or not. You get to look at these colorful hills from the land. So I looked up the taxes. Excuse me. And so it's kind of interesting. These properties are kind of the 20s are valued on the tax system at $10,000 each, and then the 10 acres about $5,000. So the taxes come out at, on the 20s, $60 every, twice a year. So it's $120 a year on the 20s, and basically $60 a year on the 10. So this is one of the 20s. This is the 10 being $31 twice a year. And this is the, meant to get the tax on there, but you can see a $10,000 roll value. That's what the thing's being taxed at. So if you buy this thing for less than that, which I'm offering it at, the taxes probably get reset even lower. Get lower taxes. So that's the 50 acres that I'd like to sell. And I think those are some smoking prices. All 50 acres for $9.99, or $4,499 for a 20, or $24.99 for a 10 acre. If you're interested in these properties, please go to my website, ruralvacantland.com. I'll put some links on there so you can pay for them and check out online. If you'd like to pay another way, feel free to call or let me know. If this isn't the right property for you, or you're looking for something like it, I've always got other properties coming through. Go to the subscribe tab at ruralvacantland.com, put your email and name in there, and I'll send you emails as more properties and deals like this come up. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, hope to talk to you soon.